And it's post-politics time. We're joined now by Bob Barnes, who covers the Supreme Court for the Washington Post. And first impressions, first of all, on Elena Kagan. She's been answering her first questions today. Do you feel like she's coming across well?
Seems to me she's very comfortable in this kind of setting, and I think what you see a little bit is the way she interacts when she's arguing before the Supreme Court, too. She has a very comfortable, almost conversational style in arguments. Sometimes she went a little too far at the court, and one justice would rein her in a little bit. But, I think you see someone who understands Washington, who understands what this process is all about. As she says, she's worked in 2 presidential administrations.
Yeah.
She knows how to do it. And it was only a year ago that she was in front of this same committee being confirmed as Solicitor General.
Bob, she's directly been asked many times already about that recruitment issue, and she actually got Senator Sessions to acknowledge that military recruiters were, in fact, allowed on the Harvard campus, but denied access to that recruitment center. But the way that she's kind of described this, she describes this as very pro-military and doing everything she could to accommodate military recruiters, just denying that career center. And if you listen to this, the Republican senators are not buying it.
I'm just a little taken aback by the tone of your remarks because it's unconnected to reality. I know what happened at Harvard. I know you were an outspoken leader against the military policy. I know you acted without legal authority to reverse Harvard's policy.
I respect and indeed I revere the military. My father was a veteran.
So what's your sense? Has she accurately described her actions on this?
Well, I think it's somewhere right in between the 2 sides, as you would guess. She was a very, very outspoken opponent of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and she wanted to do whatever she could to register a real protest to that. At the same time, the reporting we've done shows that it is right that she did try to help with recruiting in some ways. And in fact, as she said, the number of people who signed up with the military from Harvard Law during that period actually went up.
Bob, I just want to close the book on this past court term because it was a rather remarkable one, capped by the ruling on gun rights just yesterday. We heard Senator Schumer make the point yesterday in the opening statements that the arguments around judicial activism are almost reversed right now. Do you get a sense of kind of a shifting tide in that direction?
Well, certainly politically, I think they're trying to make it that way. The court has become a real issue for Democrats in the Senate and obviously for President Obama, too. It's a real change in the way things have usually worked. I think that they might go a little too hard on the sort of corporate interest of the court. Certainly not all of those decisions were 5-4 decisions, and the Democratic appointees to the court have been just as solicitous in a way. But, I think they think it's a good political issue, too.
And bottom line, we're almost out of time, but all those decisions we saw yesterday, would any of them been different with Kagan on the court?
I don't think any of those would have been different. I think that she's going to be a solidly liberal vote, just as Justice Stevens is.
All right, Bob Barnes from the Washington Post, Post-Politics. We appreciate it. The busy week for you with the hearings and the end of a term. It all happens at once for some reason.
It all happens at once.
Very odd. All right. That does it for this edition of Top Line. For Jonathan Karl, I'm Rick Klein.
By the way, Rick, I do have your $5.
Finally, finally he pays off.
Yeah.
It's up to $6.
Okay.
I'll let you know. The interest was running the whole time.
All right, great. Thank you.